No, I'm kidding. It's just me. Get out of my chair.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Welcome to Third Eye Champagne, Spooky Edition. This is some true paranormal stories for you guys. I'm an author, I'm an intuitive, in case you don't know. I don't normally post stories like this, but it's Halloween time, and I thought let's do something a little bit different. So what you're about to hear is a true story. It's all true. It all happened to me. I'm a skeptic. Even though I'm a psychic and I work as a psychic, I'm a skeptic. It takes a lot to convince me, especially of paranormal activity. This is part one of the haunted evil cabin that I lived in. My parents had inherited a little bit of money, and they wanted to buy a house to retire in for when they retired. And my dad had grown up along the Russian River in California, so his family would always spend summers there. When we were kids, we would spend summers there in my aunt's cabin, and my parents thought, okay, well, it's beautiful there, let's retire there. Okay. So we start house hunting. They're bringing us along with them. We're driving all over the place. And the thing is, it's heavily wooded, and it's the redwoods. So it's trees that go for millions and millions of miles. It's very dense. My parents were looking for something, I don't know why, way back in the woods. So they end up finding this house. It's a little brown house, and I hated it on sight. I hated it. We go up there the first summer, and it's way, way back in the woods, and it's up this creepy road. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's not close to the river. It's not close to town. Very creepy vibe, and the house itself was just real dark. So you have to understand, we're in the woods. It's blotting out the sun. The first time we got there, I had one room, and my sister had the room next door, but we were separated by the kitchen, so we had a shared wall, but it's not like you could walk out of my room and go straight into my sister's. You had to go all the way through the kitchen. So the first night we were there, she's maybe in there like an hour, and she comes in and she's like, I'm not sleeping in there. We started sharing this room, and it was a closet-sized room. She slept on my floor. Then our other sister, our adopted sister, Deanne, she was spending a lot of summers with us. So the two of them are sleeping on the floor. Nobody wants to sleep in this room. And my sister called it the West Wing. It was neither a wing nor in the West, but we called it the West Wing. And it came time for my sister and I to go to college. Could not find housing. There was some kind of snafu. So we ended up, okay, well, we're going to have to live in the cabin for at least a year. Boy, was that a mistake. My sister and I moved up there, and immediately realized, okay, this is a creepy place. Once the two of you are alone in the house, or it's just one of you alone in the house, you realize how creepy it is. Then we find out there used to be another house next door, on the same lot, on the same property. It was in our quote-unquote backyard, which is just a dirt lot with lots of redwoods in it, sort of cleared, but not really. There used to be a house there, burnt to the ground. We did not know that. We certainly did not know that when I was having nightmares about a little girl burning alive. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if that happened. We couldn't find any evidence. Now here's the best part. My sister and I decide there's something wrong with this house, there's something wrong with this property. Immediately we go, okay, we have to figure out what happened here. We can't find any evidence of this house existing. We can't find evidence of our house existing. We can't find evidence of the house that burned down existing. There's nothing. There's no records, nothing. Not a bill of sale, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we've been there about a week, and we both were like, we gotta move back. We gotta move back to Mom and Dad's. So we call Mom and Dad, and they're like, oh, you're just jittery, it's just, you don't want to move out of the house, but you gotta go, it's, it's time. So we're like, okay, yeah, they're right, we're just homesick, they're right. Now my sister's moved into my mom's room. So we're not sharing a room anymore, which is good. She's living in my mom's room. There's nobody in the West Wing. There's nobody in the room next to mine. Nobody there. And the first night I hear a couple of weird noises. I think, okay, it's mice. Second night, same. Third night, same. After about a week, I'm laying in bed and I hear what can only be described as person noises. There's a person in that room. I know for a fact my sister is in her room because I haven't heard the door open. But there's somebody in the West Wing. There's somebody in that room next to me. And I hear them sort of scraping on the floor. Almost like somebody's dragging their foot, you know? So I'm hearing this scraping along the floor. And I hear the blinds go up. There's something in this room. But I'm 19 and I'm a badass, so I just banged on the wall. I just, knock it off! All the noises immediately cease. I'm like, okay, feeling pretty good about myself. The next night, I'm in bed, lights are off, and I start to hear the noises again. And this time it's that scraping noise on the floor. It's like something's kind of, you know, dragging itself. And this time I hear one of the dresser drawers open. And then I hear another one open. And then I hear another one open. And I am petrified. Then I hear the blinds go up. Then I hear the blinds go down. I hear there's a bed back there, but nobody uses it. I hear something sitting on the bed. I hear the springs creak. Something is in that room next to me. And it doesn't feel friendly. So I banged on the wall again. This time, the noises got louder. So I don't know how I did this. I don't know if I could do this now, but I got up, turned on the living room lights, turned on the kitchen lights, went through the kitchen, went into the West Wing, turned on those lights, and I was like, what? The blinds are all down, even though I heard them going up and down. But the drawers are open a little bit. But I don't see anything. I even went over to the bed. The bed was not mussed in any way, so I'm going, okay, just chill. The next night, same thing. I hear the dragging noise. It sounds like somebody's turning around in circles in there. And it was a hard floor. It wasn't like a soft linoleum. It was like a hard tile almost. And you hear the footsteps. I hear the shades. And I hear the drawers open. So this time, again, I get up, I go, and this time the door's open. Like it's open. I don't know what to do with myself at this point. So I'm not going to lie, I drank a beer and I went to bed. Some nights it would happen, some nights it wouldn't happen, and I was just trying to mostly ignore it. You'll see a shadow out of the corner of your eye, you know, you look, but there's nothing there. That happened a lot. You'd see movement. You'd see a person walking way too fast to be a person in front of the door. But there's nobody there. You're in the house alone. All this stuff starts happening. I don't know if it was waiting for our parents to leave. I don't know if there were too many people in the summertime or we just weren't there enough. I don't know, but this paranormal activity was off the hook. At this point, we're closing because all the windows face the woods. I mean, there were woods everywhere. It was 360 woods. But there were woods behind our house, and they were the darkest. So we used to leave everything open. And then all of a sudden, my sister and I are going, you know what? It feels like somebody's watching us from the woods. It feels like something's watching us from out there. So we started closing everything. The minute the sun started to go down, everything got closed. All the curtains got closed, everything. And we had huge windows, big sliding glass doors. So we just closed everything because it really felt like something was watching us. One night, I'm in bed. We've been there, I don't know, maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. And the noises start in the West Wing. And, you know, like I said, I'll pound on the wall. Sometimes they stop, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you walk in that room and all the doors would be open, and sometimes they wouldn't be. You know, but it almost got to be commonplace. Like, we're like, oh, yeah, okay, there it is again. It didn't feel good, though. It didn't feel like some friendly little spirit. It felt dark. So one night the noises start, and I was reading. I was still in bed, I was awake, I was reading, my light was on. It seemed like it was getting bolder because usually I waited for the lights to go off. Now it's like, lights are on, I don't care. So the noises start, I bang on the wall, tell it to shut up, stay out of the drawers, and it stops, it goes dead silent, and then I hear on my window. My window is a good 12 feet above the ground. There's no way anybody could have been out there knocking at my window. But I heard it. I mean, and it was distinct. It was a distinct. It started to get really gnarly. I started having these awful dreams about like demonic possession, and there was always somebody in the house that was possessed, and I had to do something about it. Or there were big rabid dogs always like in the house, circling the house, and I was running away from them. Black rabid dogs. But always there was somebody in these dreams that would be like sitting in the chair, and their tongue would come out of their mouth and it would be too long, and their eyes would be really freaky, and terrible dreams. One night I'm laying in bed and I hear the train. It's real. I'm hearing the train. There must be a train around here. And I'm thinking, well, how come I never heard it in the summertime? I'm thinking, well, it must just run in the winter, which is just a dumb idea. Night after night I would hear this train, and I would hear it, and it was close, and I'd hear the horn blow, and I'd hear it go over the tracks. And it wasn't until years later when I was out at the ocean, which is not far from Russian River. I want to say we were close to Jenner, and I see these old train tracks, and mangled, twisted. And my sister's boyfriend was from the river. He was from there, and I said, oh, what's this? Oh, this old train used to run through, like logging trains used to run through here. I go, okay, but then where does it end? Like, where are they getting off? And he goes, what are you talking about? They don't run it. It hasn't run in years. It hasn't run in 100 years. No trains have run here since then. But I heard it, and I heard it damn near every night. And I wasn't the only one that heard it. There's just too much going on. There's too much going on. And we're both calling mom and dad, like, just let us come home, just let us come home. And they're going, you're being silly, you're blowing things out of proportion, you're freaked out because you're living alone for the first time, and it'll pass, you can't come home. So, okay. So then we decide, all right, well, we're going to call a priest. And we're going to have this damn, Mom, did you ever have the house blessed? No, I never had the house blessed. Okay, we're calling the priest. I called and talked to somebody, and they said, oh, yeah, we'll come out tomorrow. Father so-and-so, whatever he said his name was. I'm Father Peter or whatever, I don't remember. But he says, yeah, I'll come out tomorrow. I know exactly where your house is. I'll come out tomorrow. Fabulous. So he's supposed to be there at like 11. 11 comes and goes, 12 comes and goes. Finally, at 1, I go, God, this guy must have been in a car accident. So my sister calls the rectory. Hi, I'm calling to ask about Father Peter. He was supposed to come bless our house. There's no one by that name here. There's no Father Peter here. I don't know who you talk to. I'm the only one that answers the phone here. You said a man answered the phone. I'm the secretary here. You called after hours. I don't know. This office was closed. I don't know who you talked to, but there's no priest by that name here. Okay. My sister goes, well, since I'm on the phone, can I make an appointment with you? And have the priest come out. Okay, sure. All right, it's going to be Father so-and-so, Father Michael. I'm just making up names. But, he's going to come out, and he'll be here at this time, and it's this fee, and, here's your address. Here's our address. Okay, great. So he's coming out on Thursday. Okay, so Thursday comes around. He's supposed to be there at 10. 10 comes and goes. Nothing. 11, nothing. 12, nothing. So finally, we call. And the guy gets on the phone with my sister, and he says, oh, I couldn't find your house. And she's going, what? And he's going, I could not find your house. He said, I went up and down that road, and I never saw your house. I never saw the house you described. I never saw the house number. I went all the way up. Like you said, I went exactly where you said to go. There's no house there. The kicker the kicker, which is where I will leave you until next time. I had a boyfriend, and he ended up moving in with me. He wasn't the nicest guy. I'm putting it mildly. He wasn't the nicest guy, but he ended up moving in with me. I had nowhere to go. So one day I was home. I was home from school because I think I didn't feel good or something. But he was at work. I saw him, and it was weird because he was wearing a black leather jacket, and he doesn't own a black leather jacket. So I'm thinking he must have bought himself a black leather jacket. I'm like pissed off because I'm like, we don't have the kind of money for him to be buying jackets. But I see him, and he comes in the kitchen. He comes in the living room. He walks right in front of me in his black leather jacket. I see his face. It's him. He goes in my sister's room. And I wait, and I wait, and I'm thinking, what is he doing in there? There's nobody in there. Maybe he's in the bathroom. So I'm thinking, okay, well, why didn't he just use the other bathroom door? The bathroom had 2 doors on it, one entering from the bedroom and one entering from the kitchen. I'm waiting. Finally, like 10 minutes goes by, so I call out, hey, no answer. Okay, this is weird. So I just get out. I open my sister's door. You can see it closed it behind him. There's nobody in there. Nobody. So I open the bathroom door. There's nobody in there either. I go to the driveway to see if his car is there. There's no car in the driveway. I was alone in the house. So my question is, who or what was impersonating my boyfriend? And was it still in the house with me? So I have the thrilling conclusion to Life in the Evil Cabin coming up. I'm probably going to save it for Halloween, but stay tuned because I have more haunted stories for every week of October. So check back in with me. Thank you so much for watching.